friend coming up who goes by the nickname Gas.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's how you want to be known.
Yeah, that's cool.
This is the Gas. But the Great Gas is one of 6 new Iowa Startup Accelerator teams that are upstairs, and they're here for 3 months. They just started a couple weeks ago. And the Iowa Startup Accelerator teams, it's a really cool model while they're up there. They get $20,000 of cash, but in exchange they give up 6% of the company. And they also receive awesome mentorship and ideas from the community, and it's called an accelerator because it's intended to take an idea or a concept or a model and accelerate it more rapidly and help it scale up to become a successful thing. And so the next 3 partners that are going to pitch with us are all Iowa Startup Accelerator teams. And so I find that there's so much value that you could bring to these teams because oftentimes these teams need to move fast. They can't get everything done that they want to. They have ideas that they want from your demographic. And so enjoy what this is. This is Gas.
Yeah. Thanks. Don't pump me up too much. I'm a 26-year Navy pilot, and you do that, my ego's going to get way too big in this room. So, anyway, as I said, as a pilot, one way that I found to stay fit and enjoy myself was getting back on something that I loved when I was a kid, and that was a bicycle. So in 2000, I started mountain biking, loved it, got into road bicycling in 2009, did rag riding out 5 times, love it. And as I was on rag ride, a buddy of mine and I, we were right along and we saw how much stuff people were strapping onto their bicycles, lights and horns and sound systems and you name it. We were like, with today's technology and capabilities, we could probably put a lot of that stuff into a bicycle frame and increase the safety of your bicycle rider, make them more secure, and give them more situational awareness of what's going on around them. So how many of you guys like a bicycle? All right, see, that's good. How many of you get on the roads with your bicycle? I like it. Okay, so why don't you get on the road?
Well, I just don't go on the road at all, but I feel that it's like a cycle.
Yeah, do you have any worries when you get on the road with a bicycle?
Sometimes when it's on some of the
I know my wife does.
Yeah, and so how do you mitigate that? What do you do to make yourself feel better?
I try and stay over as far as I can and just be really careful.
Right, so that's what my concept at M Cycles, that's what we're trying to do, is help you feel safer when you get on the roadway with a bicycle. So we're putting in things that communicate with motorists in a language that they understand, right? So we're building a computer. Right now we're building a minimum viable product through a Raspberry Pi computer system, right? And so we're putting a rear-facing camera on that can then wirelessly talk to a smartphone and give you a virtual rear-view mirror capability, right? So now you can see what's coming up behind you and feel more secure without having to look around and moving your cycle or whatever, in a possibly dangerous situation. We're also in the process of building a brake light type feature that recognizes inside that Raspberry Pi an accelerometer that once it feels a deceleration or slowing down or whatever, the brake light will go from flashing to actual steady, brighter brake light, just like in your car, right? So now motorists will understand what's happening with your bike and can anticipate what you, the cyclist, are wanting to do. And the nice thing is you're not having to take your hands off the controls to tell them what you're doing, right? We're also in the process, and this is where you guys can help us out, is building a turn signal system that will hopefully wirelessly Bluetooth connect to that computer. The computer will then through a button, we'll be able to signal left or right. Your turn signals at the bar ends here, and even also on the seat stays, we'll have some lights that will then flash, left turn signal or right turn signal. All again, trying to communicate better with that motorist. And then we want to build in some other things for security, like theft detection. So if you guys can help us with figuring out an algorithm or app development to help do that with our computer, that'd be great as well. So there's a lot of that electronic gizmo, techno kind of capability that I don't have, but I know it's here, and I know that someone like yourself with the immense talents that are out there are going to be able to help get that into our computer and make it a viable product that we can hopefully then go to the pre-production stage and manufacture. So that's where we're at. We're trying to make it a better cycling experience for people. And we're right here, right above your heads right now, so you'll know where to find us. We'd love for you guys to come over and bounce ideas or even look at what we're doing and give us your criticisms or opinions on what we're doing and what might appeal to you when you think of yourself on a bicycle. How's that sound? Any questions? Sure.
Okay, did you say that any of these products or tools will be produced or you're in the process?
Yeah, so a lot of what we're trying to do, you're on target. There's a lot of accessories that are already out there that are doing a lot of what we're trying to put in together in one accessory right now. But ideally, after we've got that going as probably our first revenue stream to actually sell products to people and make money, our ultimate goal is to literally design a bicycle that will incorporate all that functionality into itself and make a very clean-looking, classic-looking bicycle. And we're going to do that, primarily for that urban commuter cyclist that uses their bike to get to work or to go buy groceries, things like that. And in doing such, we're going to have things like, this is a dynamo, so it's got an electrical power generator built into it to help build or help basically use the bike to power all of this equipment. So you get that symbiotic kind of relationship between the cyclist and the bike and then the equipment that the bike's running. So all that we're going to try to incorporate into one bicycle ultimately.
And then,
Sure.
so is part of your goal to try to produce, so like you said, there's other products already that already do like a similar task. Would part of your goal be trying to produce the tool for less money and then sell it for someone else?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm trying to do, is get a more functional, more capable accessory that could be in a simple, clean package that would be able to sell for less than what that combined amount of accessories would be. And then even more so, trying to take all that functionality and ultimately put it into a bicycle so that when somebody goes and buys one of our bicycles, it has all that's already inherent into it and is at a price point below what another frame with those accessories would cost. Yeah, that's our model. Right? Plain and simple. Any other questions? Yeah.
Is there any like welding or bike construction involved too?
Yeah. Okay. So that's a big piece of why Iowa, right? I'm a graduate of Iowa State University, and I actually physically live outside of Pensacola, Florida. But I love Iowa and what it did for me to get me started in my professional life. And so one of the things that's really important to me as a veteran especially is getting back to Made in America and putting some pride into that brand and that title. And so what we want to do is we build our frames. I've got a concept for assembly and fabrication that would allow me to produce those frames at a 10-to-1 rate of what a typical single frame builder right now that's welding frames together can do by using basically kind of a Lego-like construction process with aerospace adhesives that are out there that, quite frankly, are quite a few times stronger than an actual weld. And so by doing that, I can literally help hire a workforce at your level to help build our bicycles right here in Iowa, right here in Cedar Rapids. And so that's really something I'd like to do. Next.
This is an idea just maybe that I've heard from like different colleges that once you actually get the bikes working, to like have a little repair shop for summer that people can go and get like the help for physical device, just an idea.
Right, yeah. In fact, a lot of those are called co-ops where you go in and people will provide that mechanical support. And you're right, it's nice. And it'd be great for here in Cedar Rapids. I mean, just in y'all's lifetime, I'm from y'all. Yeah, so just in y'all's lifetime, you've already seen Cedar Rapids explode with popularity for bicycles. And there's businesses that are catering directly for that bicycle rider. So, so having a co-op type thing is actually something that would be great for the community here as well as anywhere else more important across the nation. Yeah, I love that idea actually. All right, anybody else? Okay, well, thank you. I appreciate it.